Hey, what up, Cardmunity? Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please do not forget to subscribe, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. So, I haven't vlogged in some time. We're back in my kitchen, which is the last place I filmed a video. Gwendol's being a cat. I don't think I put it on this channel, though. I had put it on my beauty channel because it was cutting my boyfriend's hair, which was a journey. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it up somewhere, and I'll link it at the end of this video if you're intrigued. But yeah, we're gonna go get an oil change today. Very exciting. And I'm pretty sure my battery in my car is like dead or dying. Yes, beans. So I'm gonna have them check it, and then if it is that, which I'm hoping it is, because if it's something else, I feel like it'll be much more expensive. But if it is a battery issue, then I am going to go to Costco and pick up a battery and change it myself. So that's horrifying, but it'll be fine because I'm an independent woman. Why are you screaming? Okay. Are you done? Maybe. I tried to make chips yesterday. Didn't really work. This is what they look like. They're just soggy today. They're not terrible, but they're not chips. We'll have to try again. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix up some breakfast and then, I don't know, keep myself busy until my car appointment, and then I'll let you guys know whether we're fixing a car battery or not. To be determined. Bye. Hey crew. So I have brought my car to the repair shop, and it was kind of confusing. So I was told that like a battery check is just part of the inspection, and then they're like, no, this is an extra charge because we'll like get really in there. And I'm like, yeah, but so anyways, they said that the long story short of it was that it's only holding half of the power that it should be. So they were keeping it overnight so that way it's like in a heated indoor place, and then they're gonna see if that like brings it back up and I guess kind of guide me from there. But that doesn't really solve my problem because I keep my car outside, so I don't have that option. So I'm a little confused. So I don't know, we'll see tomorrow. They're like, we don't wanna sell you a battery now if we don't have to. I'm like, you're not gonna sell me a battery because I'm doing it myself. So who knows, we'll see. Updates to come. So it'll be a second for you, but it'll be like the next day for me. So we'll see what happens. Okay, y'all, it's the next day. So they kept my car overnight and were like, maybe the battery's just frozen. Turns out the battery was just frozen. So it's allegedly fine. They just said, it can happen, I guess, in the winter. I decided to get this bad boy. No, this isn't sponsored. Hey, I'm not that bougie. But I got the Noco Genius 10 battery charge and maintainer. And it's basically just like a slow charger. So I've never used one of these before, but I find my car's a bit of a whiner. And if she's left outside for like a day or two in the cold, she breaks down. That's just the way she is. When we were living in Edmonton, we had heated underground parking, so this wasn't really a thing we had to worry about. But since it's not the case anymore, she's outside and she has to live with that. So I'm hoping with a battery charger, the battery won't just die. I guess we'll see if that works or not. I'm hoping it will. Also, because you never know where you're gonna be, I adore my neighbor. I think that they're really nice. But in case they're not home or Bay's not here, or like the car doesn't reach or whatever for like jump starting, and I'm not comfortable going around to other people, or there are no other people depending where my car decides to stop working, I got this 12-volt jump starter. It alleges it starts most vehicles. I'm hoping that works. We'll see. It should, as far as I would assume. So it's just like this little tiny device that can apparently jumpstart vehicles. And it's small and compact. It's easy to just like stick in the car. You just have to make sure that it's charged, and then off we go. So this 12-volt jump starter is when it needs a jump, when the battery's like totally dead and I need to go now. And then this guy is for if I'm like leaving it somewhere for a longer period of time, or for nights that are going to be really cold. I'll keep you guys updated. It's supposed to be like -30 for the next couple of days with the wind chill. Allegedly, the wind chill doesn't affect stuff the same way it affects people. So I'll try to charge it like during the day or maybe like overnight and hope that there won't be any issues. Fingers crossed. If it does, I'm hoping and assuming I can return it. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. But that's really all the news I have about this stuff. So I'll keep you updated. Knowing me, I'll probably need to use one if not both of these. So when that happens, I will share that with you guys and show you if it's complicated or easy or what all that entails. So until that happens, I'll see you next. Hi, me again. I'm opening this stuff now and I figured I would just share it with you. I'd do like a little unboxing and show you what's all included and what it looks like in case anyone else is planning on buying this stuff. So I'm starting off with the 12-volt jumper. So here is the actual charging device. It comes with a little case. In the case, it's heavy. It's pretty durable. It feels, I think it's made out of neoprene, perhaps. So we open it up and there is stop. Festive warranty card. There is a handy dandy user manual. Very good, very good. And then there's all the cables. So it does come with a charger for your car, which is very helpful. You can just keep it in there and keep it charging, which is probably what I will do. Just constantly keep it hooked up, possibly. Although I know that that can drain battery. You do have to make sure that it is charged for it to work. So it is a very tiny thing. Like this is maybe about as long as my forearm. Polarity protection circuit. Okay to jump start. Charge power bank. Okay/charge power bank. Disconnect if it's blinking. Disconnect and reset. Contact type S. Alright, so there you go. I'm assuming that must show up on the actual device because there's nothing on here that can have an indicator light on it. So this plugs into the charger and then you would plug this in. So this would go to your positive, this would go to your negative, and positives are typically covered with a red thing. Oh, and also within here there is a little like micro USB cable to charge it, which is great. So it gives you everything you need. So this is the guy. He is pretty heavy. Is that a flashlight? How helpful. So there's the plug on this side right here for the clamps, and then there's the plug for charging. And then as far as I can read from this is where it'll tell you in words what you have to do. So that's great. Although I don't know, like with the blinking red lights and stuff. Oh, and there's like for the flashlight where that would show up. So in general, this is just a power bank as well. You can charge your mobile phone with it as well. So it's allegedly splash, it has splash protection. I was gonna say it's splash proof, but it's splash protection. And it's spark proof. Like the clamps are spark proof, which is really nice because we don't want no fires. So yeah, I will charge it up and I don't need to jump my car right now. But like I said, the next couple days are gonna be crazy cold. So there is a very good chance that that could happen. So I'm going to plug this in to charge it and see how that goes. And then whenever that happens, I'll let you know. And according to the thing, it charges things that are use USB type A and USB type C. So there's that. Like for things to plug into this, I guess. Although I don't know why it would matter what kind of things you're plugging into it. Confusion. Anyways, we'll see if it works. I will charge it. We will use it when we need to. And I will open up the slow charging device in just a second. So give me a minute. Just want to just show you guys this while it's charging. So it does come with a 72% charge. As with any product, I am going to charge it up to 100% and probably leave it for a little bit just to make sure it does have that full initial charge. And I don't think I said, but I did get the jump starter at Costco. I think it was like $75. And like I said, it's small, it's compact. If you're ever in need, it's right there. It also has the flashlight on it, which is really great. And the Noco like slow charging device that I'm about to open here, I got at Canadian Tire. It was $129.99 and it's for the same price currently on Amazon. I think both of them are currently on sale. I think for Canadian Tire it's usually $169 and I want to say it's the same for Amazon. So they're the same price. It's just that with Canadian Tire I was guaranteed to get it it the same day. And I got points. So that was a festive addition. So if you're Canadian and you are intrigued in this product, I mean, you could shop around more, but both on Amazon and on the Canadian Tire website, it was rated extremely high. Noco has a bunch of different ones. The 2 is another one. The Noco Genius 2 is about half the cost of the 10. However, the little number in terms of like 2 or 10, I think there's a 5, there's also a 1, are the number of amps. I'm not super technological, but what I do know from the amps is that the higher the amps, the faster the charge. So this one just gives more power more quickly. I do plan on leaving them in any case probably overnight, but if you did need like a quick charge, then this one would give more of that, I guess. So we'll see. I'm seeing on the box, I don't think I saw it on the website, but they say that the plug is 72 inches. I don't know how much that is off the top of my head, even if they had it. Oh, they do. 182 centimeters. So it's 18 centimeters short of being 2 meters. So it's not an incredibly long cable. I know my battery is like at the front of my hood, but even with that, I don't know that it would be able to like reach the floor and go into the garage where the charge cable is, because you do need to plug this into the wall. So I probably recommend getting an extension cord, which now I'll have to do, but whatever, it is what it is. We'll take a look at it in a moment and I will show you what 2 meters looks like. Again, this is the box. This is what it looks like. It allegedly also like repairs your battery if it notices that there's any issues with it, which is great. And it works to up to -20. And again, I don't know if that means that that's -20 regardless, or if it's just -20 in actual temperature, not including wind chill. When they told me that my battery wasn't broken, I was happy, but I was also like fully prepared to do my own battery change. So I was a little bit disappointed. And I was like, oh, well, now that saves me money, but not really, because I've gone out and gotten all this stuff. But I'm hoping that by doing this, it really will last as long as they're supposed to. Car batteries are meant to last between 3 to 5 years. And like I said, mine I've barely had for 3 years. If it was dead, that would be very sad. So this is the outer casing. Very cool. I guess I could have done it from the bottom. Didn't realize. This is the box. It's significantly larger than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be like this big. What the hell? On the like videos that I was seeing, they were so tiny. This is a lot bigger than I thought. Okay, so it has a 3-year warranty, which is great. So it lasts as long as a new battery should. But we don't have a new battery. So again, they have the instruction booklet. I've dropped it. I don't really know, like there's this creature, which I think is intended to mount it in your car, but I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, I suppose in theory it does. Does it unplug? It does not. I mean, if you were to mount this in your car, it's heavy. This is not at all what I thought it was. I swear, online they looked like they were really small. Maybe that was a different one. Hold on, let me look. Okay, I have 3 items in my cart. Let's look at this. Do they show it in the car? Like, they're like, oh, it's so small. It's 17% smaller. I guess this one's no, because this one looks quite large here. But then what was I looking at? Noco Genius. Was it the 2? Maybe it was the 2. See, the 2 looks tiny, but even the 2 looks quite big. Not this big, but it's cheaper here. It's $58. On Canadian Tire, I think it's $62. Yeah, no, $129, so it's the same. Well, I guess that's my bad. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this one's going to charge faster than the other one would have. It's designed in USA, made in Vietnam. Cute. And so there's different modes. There's a 12-volt battery. I guess just any battery. I don't know. 12-volt AGM, 12-volt lithium, 6-volt plain, 6-volt AGM. And then there's a 12-volt repair and a 12-volt supply. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what supply would be. I mean, I would assume assume if you're doing 12 volt, it should be supplying power. That's what it's supposed to do. So I definitely have to read the instructions. But, okay, so here are the cables. They can detach and reattach. Here, there's this dainty little plug, and then you can seal it back up. And then this is the same. There's like a watertight seal on this end as well. And it's the same. There's a red cable. There's a black cable. Now, what I want to know is how long this cable actually is. There's nothing on here, like a third prong to keep it grounded, which is a little concerning. And I know for extension cords, you would want like a designated outdoor one, since it would be in different weather. So I wanted a small charger because, like I said, my car does sit outside, and I just think if I were to leave it overnight, I don't know if someone wouldn't come and like take it if there's like this giant thing just like sitting there. It's a little weird. If this is sitting in my thing and I close it, it's a little more inconspicuous. So it's over there. It reaches to over here. I mean, if I parked really close to the garage, it might reach. If I was in the garage, it would reach. My partner tends to park his car in the garage, and that's fine with me. I'm the one who tends to take my car out more anyways. He's more of a homebody. So I enjoy going out to get groceries and whatever, so my car tends to stay out for that purpose. But I'll have to check if, like I said, that'll work. So I'm going to read up on it, figure out what all these modes mean, figure out what I should do, figure out what battery I have. I assume it's a 12 volt, not a 6 volt. From what I know, 6 volts seem to be for smaller vehicles like ATVs and stuff. Maybe little like dirt bikes, I don't know. But most cars are 12 volts. So I'm going to read up on what the different modes mean, how it works. I don't want to ruin my car, obviously. And yeah, we'll see. I will say that our Type S booster pack over here is already at 75%. So in the last like 10 minutes, it's charged itself 3%. So not bad. Okay, well, I'm going to do this. Because it's going to be so cold, I'll probably be running the Noco Genius 10 before the Type S jump starter, I would hope. But, I mean, it's very possible that the car is just going to be like, no, and not want to start. So I will have both ready. I will be testing both likely within the next little bit. Although maybe if my car is properly charged, I won't have to, like, test out the jumper, but we'll see. So that will be coming soon, and I will give you all those updates when I have them. Cool, bye. Hey, what's up, guys? So it's a new day. It is several weeks later, and I don't have too much news for you. I did test out the battery, but I didn't film it because when I went to go test it, it was extremely cold. It felt like it was, I think, like minus 25 or minus 24 or something. So I would have been a mess. I would have been teeth chattering the whole bit. So I don't have footage of it, but I am going to do my best to explain what happened and what I noticed, some things you might want to be aware of when using it, and that's about it, I guess. In terms of the jump starter, I thankfully have not had to use it yet. So I guess that portion was more of an unboxing. I don't want to wait too long because thankfully for us, knock on wood, the weather is supposed to be pretty nice for the next little bit, at least nice for winter in Ottawa. So I don't anticipate that my car should have trouble. That being said, that is due to the battery trickle charger. So my final thoughts on that is that if you have a car that is struggling, it is a delicate flower like mine is, I would definitely recommend one. I don't know that necessarily you need that one. Allegedly, it's the most powerful one, but people from the research that I did were using it to charge batteries that like hadn't been used in like 10 years. So I use my car all the time. It's like if we're gone for a week, it won't start. So it's not like I'm letting it live there for years. Like I said, it's just delicate. And if it gets chilly, it doesn't want to start. If I leave it for, let's say, a week, it doesn't want to start. So that's why I got it. But I don't necessarily think if you are using it for that purpose that you need that one. From what I've seen, all of the Noco batteries have really good reviews. I think the level 5 or the Noco 5 would have been probably just as good, and it's like about half to 75% of the price of the 10, and I believe it's smaller as well. So what I did when I charged mine was I did have to put it in the garage because the cable wasn't long enough. However, I did find on Amazon, if you have to leave your car outside, there are extension cords that are waterproof for that. So if you do have a garage or something, there is that cord. Could someone come along and take that extension cord? I guess they could, potentially, but I don't think you'd want to leave like the whole thing outside. So for that purpose, I think it would be fine. I'm not too sure what you would do with the battery because the battery is hefty. I don't know that I'd want to leave the like battery contraption inside of the hood and close it. You'd have to leave it in the garage or in some kind of interior in your house. I don't know if the extension cord, if you did have it just like in your front door kind of thing, if it would reach that far. I don't know if you can hook multiples of them up. I will leave that extension cord in the description. But yeah, when I first plugged in the charger, it's supposed to be like a default setting. So the first setting is just that it's on. It's not delivering any power, providing any power. It's just connected to a power source. So it did take a minute or two for it to do anything. I don't know if it was just because it was already kind of chilly out, if it just needed a minute to kind of realize what was going on. But I held it for I think 3 or 5 seconds and it defaulted to the power supply. I'll put up a picture of like the one that it defaulted to initially, and I was getting all flustered thinking it was broken or that like my battery wasn't receiving a charge, and I had just turned it on and moved it into the garage, so I knew that it did have a charge. And I had just driven it to go get some groceries at a store that was a little bit definitely further away than my typical grocery shop, so I knew that it had a somewhat decent charge at the very least. So the fact that it wasn't registering was odd, but I think that was just because it was the first time turning on, so I kind of left it for a minute or two and then was able to select it. Mine is just a regular 12-volt battery. There's the different settings for the 2 other kinds of fancy ones. Mine was not either one of those, so I pushed it and it was able to shift over to just the regular 12-volt battery. And then initially it said it had like, I think less than 25% or something. And again, I was very surprised because I had just driven it. And it was like the day before, 2 days before that I had taken it to the dealership to get serviced, and they had fully charged it as well. So I, again, kind of baffled and just scratched my head for a couple minutes. And then over a period of maybe 5 minutes, it was up to like, I think 80%. And I just left it running for, I think, a day or two. And then it had gone up to the green light, but I believe the other lights were on. So it was indicating that it was holding 100% charge, but it was no longer requiring a charge, and therefore it was not giving a charge. So, I mean, I've had no troubles with it since. I haven't had to plug it in. The weather hasn't been that cold, or the temperature hasn't been that cold, and I've had no issues with it. So I did close the hood. I left the clamps on. Again, if I had put the battery inside of the hood and closed the hood, I'm not sure it would have fit, and if it fell, it would have been a problem. It's really heavy. So it's just, if you're able to plug it in, that would be the only thing. And if not, then getting that extension cable and leaving the actual, I'm calling it a battery, the main device inside. And then you can kind of also see if it's being charged, where it's at, all that jazz. I didn't mention, but I did notice when I was doing my own research on other videos that there's like a little bolt, I guess, holding the actual clamps on like the stem of the clamps that you can remove, and don't know what it's called. I think it's called an eyelet, maybe, so that you can put it directly onto it instead of clamping it. If you are going to be gone for a long time and you just want to stay there without the clips, that it can just, the cords, I guess, could just permanently stay in your car. That is already on there, which is a good bonus. I don't know if it's like that with the other chargers. But I definitely recommend it if you are struggling with your car, if you live in colder climates, if you don't have like a box heater or whatever. It works really well. I've only used it once so far, but I had no issues, whereas it has had issues in that cold of weather and less cold weather. So yeah, if I end up having to use the jump starter anytime soon, or if anything comes up with the charger, I will keep you updated. But for now, I did want to put this out for anyone who might be struggling with their car and looking for that resource. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll throw in a random clip that we got when we discovered we might have mice, and we tried to mitigate that. And our solution in the video did work. We have not had any other little footprints since then, so here's that fun clip for you. Like it. And Bay and I are gonna go explore some strife in our life. So, here's the dealio. We're pretty sure we have mice. Thankfully, not yet in the house, but around the house for sure. See all these little feet prints, and we're pretty sure they're living under there. We had some neighborhood cats that would come and eat some food that we'd leave out for them, but now we're pretty sure there's also a mouse problem, because we've seen lots of examples of poo-poo and just this giant thing, and there's like a lot of sand under there. It just looks real cozy for a small rodent. So we're gonna lift it up and see what's happening. Are you ready for this? There's nothing. What? Where are they going then? I assumed that there would be like a nest under here.
It's too cold here.
Well, it's not as cold obviously because there's no snow. There's a little bit of ice back there.
There's definitely like trail and like poops over here, so they do come through here.
I wonder where they're living.
Unless they're like over on the other side.
Maybe, and this is just like a nice way in and out. It's very, anticlimactic. Did you step on their hole? Yeah, you did.
Probably did.
There was a little hole. There was lots of poos. You can still see all the poo from when I dumped out the food bowl. Unless it's not mice. It could be squirrels, but I don't think it is. Like, whatever that was might have been something bigger. I don't know squirrel footprints compared to mouse footprints. Just like I don't know what
I feel like
squirrel
would be
poos.
much bigger one. Like these seem like very tiny.
Teenu. See, and you can see more
I
of
need to
them.
set up a camera.
Ooh! Let's get one. We can see all the neighborhood cats and mice. I still say we flip this up for now and just lean it the other way. Because it's also not good for like this lovely raspberry bush. I'm gonna help the bear. Beautiful. Right. No more. Well, that was not nearly as exciting as I thought it would be. Although I guess I'm glad. I don't know that I want to find like an entire mouse commune in my garden. Well, the mystery remains. We don't know what it is. I thought beans. Oh, there's beans! She's the wind in. What are you doing? Hi, Beans.